What is happening, Toronto Raptor fans? We had what we were hoping was going to be our third win in a row for the first time this season, welcoming the two new Abaji and Olynyk to the Toronto Raptors. You know, they were here in spirit yesterday cheering on the team as we pulled out a victory, and today they got some minutes, and sadly, that's when it seemed to fall apart, actually. I'm hoping this is all growing pains and the Raptors have just got to get used to playing with each other. It felt like we were in it, in the first quarter when we had our starters in, we were holding our own, but man, what a tough team to play against. You got Mitchell and Garland just lighting it up from outside, hitting almost everything they wanted, and then throwing it down low to Mobley. And oh, what's gone wrong with my brain? Jared Allen just, having their way in the post. Pirtle coming off a great game seemed to again do what he does best early in this one, but I don't know what happened. I hope he wasn't injured. He barely saw any minutes in the end. Maybe, Darko thought the game there was no way we were going to come back. We were down by 20 most of this one, and it seemed like every time we made a run and got it within even 11, the Cavs just answered and punished us, having their way with almost whatever. Second chance points were brutal. Our rebounding was awful. But again, it looked discombobulated a little bit, all over the place, and hoping that these are just growing pains because the Raptors are right there. As far as the play-in tournament, I mean, we've only got what the Nets we've got to get over, and the Hawks, I guess, which seems doable. I mean, the team is energized. The team seems deeper. I think our back end is even better than when we had Malachi Flynn and Schroeder sort of coming off the bench. I mean, I guess that was partly in the transition, but even Schroeder got put to the bench when they decided they were going to give Scotty more touches, um, off the starting unit and try and get some energy coming in. But with Precious and even Boucher getting a bunch of minutes, I think in the with an Olynyk, with a Brown, coming off the bench. Although Brown, a little bit disappointing. He's one that I got my eye on. I'm hoping he'll maybe join me as a new subscriber here, where he could, get some lessons on. Well, really, I don't know what I'm going to teach him. I just need that guy to hit some shots. I mean, today, not to pick on Brown, not that it was totally his fault, but he seems like every time the momentum would shift, he would miss some shots, and he was 1 for 5 today. Ended up with 2 points. Not good. 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. Yee, ouch. Agbaji, not the greatest debut. 33% from the field, 3 of 9, 0 for 5 from 3-point range. I heard that he throws up a lot of threes. He's not afraid. They called him a 3 and D guy, but I think you got to hit some threes to be called a 3 and D guy. He's more of a miss your threes, and maybe he provides some D, but he ended up with 8 points. Grady Dick, a positive sign. He was hitting shots out there. He's got some crazy stat in the last few games where he's hitting almost, I think it's like 55%, 56% from three. Today he was 50, 4 of 8 from the floor. So, like what we see from him, I mean, he had a nice drive where he was in the corner and, the defense got up in his grill, and he did a nice little move past them and like a reverse little layup beyond, underneath the basket from the other side. Looked fantastic. Scotty Barnes, triple double. Nice to see from him. He had 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 24 points. We know Scotty's solid. He's going to the All-Star game. RJ, mediocre game, 14 points. Not horrible, but 35 from the floor and 0 for 2 from three. Again, not what we expect from him. And Emmanuel quickly also a quiet 10 out there. He didn't play most of the third quarter. And so again, I think this was Darko though, maybe just given some minutes. Agbaji had a bunch, and Olenek, when he finally got into the game, seemed to stick around and take up a bunch of Pirtle minutes. So again, hoping this is just them trying to let them feel out the offense and the defense. There were a bunch of miscues, plays where guys were coming off screens or running a pick, and then the rolling, but rolling the opposite direction. There were passes that went into no man's land, and some of them out of bounds, and just overall not the best result. I mean, as we said, Cleveland, these guys dominate. They just killed us with their scoring from all over the place. I mean, Struess had 14, Mobley 17, Jared Allen 18, Donovan Mitchell 15, Garland 11, and then even coming off the bench, they got Levert with 13. Levert was just killing some threes, and Niang with 13, and even Okoro 12 points. I mean, wow, talk about a balanced attack. They were just overwhelming for the Raptors to deal with, especially, like I said, being a bunch of new guys not used to playing in the system. Brown's been here a couple weeks, but he's just getting used to everything and even just sort of deciding that he's going to actually put some effort in because he knows he's stuck with the Raptors. There was word he was living out of a hotel saying, I'm not getting a place until I figure out where I'm going. And now that he's here, hopefully he can get settled and actually feel at home and more comfortable in his own skin. Gary Trent Jr. I've been the biggest supporter of Gary Trent Jr., so I got to call him out when he's playing these weak games. 2 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 5 from three. Not bad. I mean, let's get him some more threes because, man, he was missing shots. He missed a couple layups, even. I mean, they weren't like a true, clear, open layup, but, missing some shots in the paint. And we're not going to win when we play that way. So, I'm excited about the team. No Nawara either, really to speak of. I mean, he was in there for 3 minutes. He scored nothing. Um, Jonte Porter, it says, actually got into the game for 3 minutes. I don't even remember seeing him. Um, oh, that must have been a garbage time at the very end, right when Garrett Temple came in and Nawara. Yeah, right. So, yeah, they didn't do anything. Even Jalen McDaniels, they've all got 3 minutes on their totals here. So those were garbage minutes at the end, and none of them contributed anything. Way to go to make yourself look like you can, that you deserve more minutes coming off the bench. But the core seems set. We got Scotty Barnes, R.J. Barrett, Pirtle, Quickly, and Trent. Who knows if Trent's going to stick around? Maybe they'll start shoving Kelly Olynyk in there as the power forward, and then maybe um, pardon me, Jesus, maybe Trent comes off the bench, but I doubt it. I think they want to evaluate Trent and see if he's worth extending, see if he's worth giving a new contract to. Maybe it's good that he's only getting 6 point a game, so maybe we can beat him down on his contract and possibly get him re-signed because he is a young guy. Also, I think that in the timeline of Scotty Barnes, he could be a nice fit. And then, as we said, certainly Grady seems to be improving. It would be nice if Bruce Brown could just hit some timely shots and keep the momentum going because I kind of like the mix they've got where they pull Scotty out sort of sooner, um, and then he seems to come back either with the bench or sometimes they've done the opposite where they're rotating all the other guys out first and Scotty sticks around for a little bit to be the point guard with the second unit. But yeah, we've got to figure out. The that Olynyk and Agbaji sort of figure out what's going on the floor. And Brown, I don't know. Nawara puts him in a weird spot. He's maybe the odd man out, but it's possible again. Agbaji, they just wanted to give him some respect playing in his first game, and his role may lessen as Nawara gets more minutes and you know they figure out what exactly Agbaji can do because he's definitely got to be developed a little bit more. He says he's got another level to his game. We're going to need to see that if he's going to continue to be the guy in the second unit. So overall, yeah, Raptors get killed. What was the final score here? 119-95. They were down by 20 the whole game. They end up losing by 24. Not great, but against the Cavs, I think we got to see what happens. I think we're maybe playing the Pacers next. Let me just double check on that one before we wrap this up. Oh no, we got the hold on. I didn't scroll down far enough. We got the Spurs coming in first, then the Pacers on Wednesday. It looks like the Spurs are on Monday, Pacers on Wednesday. Then we've got the break for the NBA All-Star game, which will have Scotty Barnes featured in the skills contest and in the actual game. So pretty exciting to look forward to. Let's kick off the new era when Scotty gets back and see if we can make a little bit of a run. I think again the mentality when you go and you're with the best and you start to maybe feel like, oh wow, maybe I have arrived. He's the first one from his draft class making it to the All-Star game. So hopefully some of that sparkle stays with him after the All-Star game, and he leads our team into the play-in. Obviously, I'm not expecting that we can do much in the playoffs this year. The East is packed, and we've got to get organized and a little more disciplined on what we're doing when we're running plays and rebounding and all the other stuff. Obviously, that gives us those little effort moments where we can possibly have a better result. And but yeah, I think that next year seems like exciting. So let's try and finish this year off with some effort and some results, and then we could take it into next year. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. Please like, subscribe, but also Mr. Beast for president. And we will see you guys after the Spurs game. Victor Wembanyama coming to town, and we're going to see how much taller he is than Jakob Poeltl. I hope it's not a dominant effort. Hopefully, we can. I think Pirtle's got more body size, and so does Olynyk. So maybe we can, muscle him out of the paint and try and contain him a little bit, so it's not a Victor Wembanyama fest where he elevates himself as Rookie of the Year against the Raptors, because it tends to be that everyone has their best game of the season against the Raptors, and we got to stop that too. So anyway, thanks. Nice to see you.